Oh, there's more hill over here. Pods. See if we can go up this way. No problem. Still working on those apartments. See, I'm going 30 kilometers per hour. After having my speedometer on miles per hour for so long, I feel like I'm going real fast. Kilometers per hour. Woo. Has a good pass. Going 47 kilometers per hour right now. Just coasting downhill. Going uphill. 34 kilometers per hour. Single speed. Alright, that was a good little challenging hill there. Let's talk about e-bikes. To e-bike or not to e-bike? That is the question. I don't know, an average cyclist puts out, 200 watts of power. It's not so easy to compare humans to motors, though. 200 watts is like 1/3 horsepower, I guess. Wait. Go right. A pro cyclist, and they'll shoot out double that, maybe 400 watts. Of just pure energy, pure power. Just throwing all sorts of terms out there, and I don't really know what they mean. Woo. Going 42 kilometers per hour downhill right now. Get over. There's that SUV. Let's see, is anyone behind me? Yeah, there's a truck behind me. I'll let them know I'm getting over. There we go. Make our left signal known. I'm gonna cut through back here to get to the park. Woo. Let's make a right here. More in the description below, as always, my videos. I am the blogger, after all. My videos are more sort of like a secondary thing, but it's me riding around, talking. A bit of debris over here. Let's go left. So there are like two types of e-bikes. There's the ones that have the motor installed in the rear wheel on the hub, and the ones that have them on their mid-drive. They're installed on the crank, which which I believe are more powerful typically. May put more wear on your bike though. Always somebody doing work on the roads. On the road again. Woo! Let's see what else. It's sort of expensive. You can buy a kit, but it's still sort of expensive. So I go slow through here. This is sort of multi-use, sort of pedestrian mainly traffic back here. Crossed under the highway. It's a little cooler in the tunnel. We'll go ahead and call this city cycling, or maybe commute to work, because it is sort of that. Just taking a big detour. What else is there to say? So yeah, I mean, e-biking, is that mechanical doping? In other words, cheating. Only if you're racing. It's not cheating, there's nothing really wrong with it. As a commuter cyclist, so much. I'm not sure I would, if I had a motor attached to my bike, I'm not sure I'd really ride the bike on a, you know, in a bike lane with other cyclists who don't have motors. Whew. Roundabout way here. Go left here. Waiting for the sky. Waiting. Wave that guy on. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And I missed this light because of it being too nice. Woo! Let me think. Let's get over here. This is sort of a straightaway lane, but it says left turn, so I just think they don't want traffic going into that residential neighborhood straight ahead. No problem. Oh yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm on the thing here to make the light change for me. I don't know. Shoot. Either gonna have to wait for a car or I need to turn around. Car is coming. I think I'm at the world headquarters of Enterprise Rent-A-Car right now. Rent-A-car, not a bike. I think we're gonna turn around. Maybe. There's a guy coming behind me. See if he's waiting or not with me here. Oh, there we go. Cool. Alright. Going up a little bit of a grade here. So if you're looking into an e-bike or a motor, what size, how large of a motor do you need? Depends on a lot of factors. Depends on if you have mostly a hilly commute, or you're going to mainly use it for hills. Depends on how heavy you weigh. Let's go left. Actually, let's turn around. Let's go back the other way. So if you're a lightweight, I'm somewhat lightweight. You know, you don't weigh a lot. And you can put out, let's say, you can put an effort of 200 watts into it. You know, normally. Stop here. Woo. We're actually going to make a left here now. Climb up this way. It says no outlet, but there is an outlet for bikes. You could get a motor that's, you know, 250 watts. You put in 200 watts, just pedaling with the assist, or pedal, or whatever they call it in Europe. So now you got 450 watts. Now you're like a pro. Cut through over here. Now you're like pro cyclist level with the power when you're up to 450 watts. Or you get a 500 watt motor and let's get over here. Put in 200 watts, 250 watts maybe. Now you're up to 750 watts, which is approximately 1 horsepower. So you're sort of like as strong as a horse. You get a 750 watt, put in 200 watts. Now you're 1,000 watts. Get a 1,000 watt motor, put in 250 watts. You're going to be able to go up a 10% grade at 20 miles per hour with almost no effort. I mean, once you get up above a horsepower and motor capacity, you know, you're just flying. You really don't need that much though. 500 watts will really get you up a lot of hills at a moderate pace. I'm gonna make a left here. I'm gonna play it super safe and wait for some traffic. There's nothing wrong with that. Safety first. Sometimes it can be hard to gauge the speed of these motor vehicles. Now there are rules, depending on where you live, how fast you're really allowed to go without getting a license or any of the paperwork. In my country, or at least where I live, I think it's like 30 miles per hour. The maximum you're supposed to go with the motor before you need a license and a paperwork, and you need to be so old to operate such a machine on the roadways, public roadways. Oh boy, I'm in extra safe here. Alright, any minute, man. So if I were to get an e-bike, I'm not saying I am in the near future at least. You know, I might one day get rid of my car. I do own a car, and I really don't want to buy another car. E-bike might be a good alternative. Everything has its positives and negatives though. You know, there are downsides to an e-bike. Namely, you know, you're not really getting as much exercise in. Although you can get further, but you're having to hassle around with batteries and other junk. Alright, see there's like no bike lane coming up here, so I need to get over. So let's go ahead and start signaling. Get over. And we'll get back into the bike lane in a moment. Even though it's not much of a bike lane, it's not buffered at all, really. See, is there anyone behind me? Nobody behind me, so why even get in the bike lane? Let's just stick to the road. On our single-speed road bike. It's not really a road bike, this is just a single-speed upright bike. Whew. I guess I'll throw a link in the description about my bike. It all depends on what you know. How awesome a bike is depends almost entirely on its rider. So, obviously, you get a lot of, see, I didn't even signal there, but I tilted my head behind me to sort of let them know, hey, watch out, you know, I'm coming over. It's all about communication, being practical, ride in a straight line. Don't use cycling infrastructure if it feels unsafe. It's certainly not obligatory. Although that depends on where you live. I don't care. I'd rather get a ticket than get hit by a car, though, so. Let's see, how fast am I going? 18 miles per hour? Not bad, slight incline. It says I'm going 30 kilometers per hour on my bike computer, so I guess that's pretty accurate. Nice day today. Final day of February. Thank goodness. I know I've said this before, and I'll say it again, I'm ready for spring. Spring has sprung. Maybe. So there's a left turner, he's got a signal. That suggests to me we might be getting a straightaway signal here in a moment as that goes red. And I won't have to completely stop. There it is, see? Perfect! Caught up to the SUV again. And there's like no traffic, so that's pretty impressive. When there's traffic, it's easy to catch up to other vehicles. E-bike, it's even easier. I'm sorry, maybe I should describe exactly what an e-bike is. Not sure if I said that or not. E-bike means electric bike, and there are lots of different types. So if you're in the market for one, you're thinking about getting one, I highly recommend doing your own research and reviews of watch out for the scams. Look for reviews on not only the motor but the battery, because you never know. See, does this guy see me? He does. Jogger in the bike lane. There's a sidewalk. Use a sidewalk. As a jogger myself, I understand though. Shut the door. Sidewalks can be pretty uneven. I mean, their sidewalks are meant for walking, not really running. Whereas the road can be pretty smooth and flat. It's a little windy today. It's a nice cool breeze though. This is sort of like the perfect weather, at least for me. You know, around the 59, 60 degree Fahrenheit border. Watch the doors. You know, it's a little chilly when you start out, but you start riding, you start getting hot. It's a nice cool breeze. It's really the perfect weather. Summertime around here is not the perfect weather. You know, it's getting up to 100 Fahrenheit, and it's humid. Watch the doors. This isn't safe at all, really. Oh, anyone behind me? Nope. Just get over. Fortunately, we didn't make that light, So what do? We'll say screw it, we're gonna make a right, and we'll go through this residential neighborhood over here and spin it sort of all the way around again. We'll come back out on the other side of this neighborhood, make a left, and get on the big road that way. Not necessarily faster, but I don't have to stop pedaling. Never stop pedaling. Whew. So earlier I mentioned there are two types of e-bikes. The hub motor and the mid-drive motor. I've read, now I've never owned an e-bike. I've never ridden an e-bike. So this is just coming from a totally average Joe, typical regular cyclist, commuter cyclist perspective. Uh-oh, there's a gate. What do? Get over here. Get around the gate. Sometimes I see a pedestrian coming. We're gonna have to jump down the curb. Let's do it here. Alright. Wait for traffic. Traffic's going pretty fast. A little hard to see. I'm going to creep my way out just a tiny bit. So it looks like there might be an opening. What about here? Let's just gun it though. Gun it. Hit. Just joking. Actually, that's not something to joke about. Alright. Up the hill. So now I'm on a, I don't know if this is even a 6% grade incline, gradient. Like remember in math class, rise over run slope. If I had a 500 watt motor, I could go 20 up this miles per hour. Probably with no effort. Just using the throttle. Right now I'm going like 20 kilometers per hour, so quite a bit slower than 20 miles per hour. Whew. But I'm getting a good workout. So that's the thing with e-bikes. They aren't meant to be scooters or mopeds, not really at least. You're supposed to pedal a little bit. Get something of a workout still. That gets back to battery reviews. If you're have a long commute to work, an e-bike might be the answer. If you're feeling somewhat sick, an e-bike might be the answer. If you're in a hurry, an e-bike might be the answer. Whew. So, how much does an e-bike cost? Like I said, there's a lot of options. The big guys, the big dogs. I'm talking Specialized, Trek, Giant bicycles. They have e-bikes. Not many options though. It's again a sort of a niche market, sort of a unique market. So you're going to be paying a premium, especially from the big guys. We're talking on the order of at least $3,000. If you buy a kit or some sort of do-it-yourself first setup, you could spend anywhere from a few hundred to over $1,000. For that sort of money, you get a pretty nice bicycle, a regular bike. If I were to get a fifth bicycle, I own 4 bikes. What I would call a Friday bike. It might be an e-bike. Watch out for the bicyclists. Yeah. Look at that guy. He was carrying all sorts of stuff. E-bike can help with that. Again, how fast you go. A motor can only handle so much, so it depends on how much you weigh. Again, like I said, I'm sort of a lightweight, so for me, just probably any motor would be good enough, especially considering the terrain around where I live is generally flat. Some gently rolling prairie hills, I'd say, but at least around exactly where I ride mostly, there aren't any really steep climbs, or well, I should say long, steep climbs. If you go out west a little, there are, though. I'm really sort of screwing around here. I need to be getting back to work. It's lunchtime, but see this guy have a turn signal on. A little hard to see in the daylight. What you doing, BikeBlogger? Guess we're going this way. So we're gonna extend this. What time is it? Let's see what my computer says. Got another cyclist behind me. I'm gonna crank up the speed a little bit here. See if we can lose him. See, it's 12:30. I don't know what time it is. I think this clock is wrong. Whew. Nice day. Oh, wind. Single speed. Alright. Made it up the hill, so we're going to turn around. So I don't really want to keep going this way. See, there's that guy still behind me. I don't know where he went. I lost him. Let's turn around. Oh, here he comes. Alright. Whew. A motor will get you far, though. Will it beat the BikeBlogger? Probably. That guy's carrying all sorts of stuff, though. That's not a fair race. But what is fair? Everyone seems to cheat, right? That's the wrong attitude. Life is a time trial. You're always racing against yourself. You should look at it that way. Alright. Turn around here. Go across the highway. It's sort of loud over here. Woo. Back on the road again. Back on the road again. Woo. I'm talking about cheating and mechanical doping and stuff. I'm a single speeder a lot of the time. When I get on a geared bike, you know, when I can actually shift from a harder gear to an easier gear and whatnot, and a harder gear when you're going downhill, that feels like cheating to me. So, whatever. Again, I'm not really so inclined to say you should really ride a motorized, you know, an e-bike in a bike lane, or even really on a trail. Let's make a left here. Nobody around. Ugh. So, like I was saying, something I might do in the future, not the near future, might look into is get an e-bike, just to screw around with it. I like the purpose-made e-bikes, like I said, by like Specialized. They look pretty slick, pretty sleek, sleek. Expensive though. So what I might do is buy a kit, maybe something like e-Rad, which is a mid-drive kit. I'm gonna spend over $1,000 on something like that, including the battery. Total cost. But I might equip it on my my bad weather bike, my Diamondback Honjo Comp. Someday, maybe. The only way I really see myself doing that, though, is if I bought another bike, you know, to replace that purpose-made bike, which is a 2x1 geared bike right now. Obviously, right now I'm riding my single speed. I only have 2 single speed bikes now since I converted my last one to 2-speed. So, still a big single speed fan. Still a big single speed fan though. If you pick the right gear, depending on your terrain and the bicycle routes you decide to take mostly, you can get a pretty good aerobic workout and a good muscular workout on your legs. Just gotta be careful though. It can be hard on your knees. This is a pretty steep hill straight ahead. I might go up it though. Unfortunately, there's a stop sign right there at the bottom of the hill. So now we gotta start from almost a complete 0 mile per hour stop there. Not completely. Okay. Funny thing about this hill, if I'm remembering it correctly, it doesn't seem totally horrible because it's not that long. Sort of long compared to what I'm used to climbing in terms of grade versus length, because I don't do a lot of true climbing, is that you get up to the stop sign and it's like, woo, we did it, we made it to the top. Oh, there's more hill over here. Oh, keep going. Now we can say, made it to the top. Made it to the top, Mom. Make a left. Enjoy the long descent. This is where we pick up all the watts. We just coast down the hill. Hey, maybe that's cheating. I'm not on Strava, but maybe riding in an indoor trainer is cheating, racking up those kilometers, miles, whatever you want to call them. See, there's like no stop sign here, so I'll make a left, but even though it's no outlet behind me now, they don't have a stop sign either. It's funny how it's like you definitely notice this more as a cyclist, I think. How they got like stop signs everywhere, at least around where I live. And then places where you think actually they should have them, they don't. You know there's a formula to that. There's got to be. It's like, well, so few numbers of cars go through this intersection, so it doesn't need a stop sign. Not even really taking into account the speed and which cars will go through it, just mainly the count. I'm not a traffic engineer, so I don't really know how it all works. But I think that's really always forgotten in traffic engineering, though. Safety is very important. Efficiency is almost as important, I think, though. Because then you're getting into the gray area, things you can't measure. You have one too many inefficient stoplights or stop signs located and timed and everything. You increase road rage, and that increases traffic accidents. Let's make a left here. Can't really measure that, though. Not really. All I can measure is the amount of accidents at a certain intersection. And what usually happens is you make the intersection more inefficient to make it safer. It's a delicate balance, though, I imagine. A lot of time, money, a lot of research, analysis, and stuff is put into this sort of engineering, I imagine, but that's the difficulty, the complexity of these, of automobiles, of an automobile society. Because everyone has sort of the freedom of going whatever speed they want. And they're supposed to follow the law, but, you know, if someone goes 10 miles per hour slower than the next, I guess I'm sort of arguing for bike lanes. I'm not really arguing for bike lanes, though. It's a tricky thing. If there just weren't any intersections, it wouldn't be an issue, really. I mean, take, for instance, one of the most efficient ways of travel. What do you think it is? Bicycle? Bicycle's pretty efficient. How about train? Train, yes. Travel by train is actually very efficient. If you consider how much load carrying capacity they can take, and how much power is used to make them move and stuff, and just the whole way that they function. You know, there are railroad junctions, conjunction, what's your function? But there is a cost to that, though. A large upfront cost, a capital cost, political cost of building railroads. So that's really one of the main negative things about them. Obviously, they're on a fixed track, so you can't go wherever you want. So there's that too. But we're way off topic here. E-bikes. Another popular brand is BionX. They do hub drive bicycles. Let's go straight. Whew. So that's another option for people who might want to do their own conversion on an existing bike. A little easier to set up than a mid-drive crank type of system, even though I think that appeals to me more. A mid-drive system functions more like a manual transmission. So if you're a control freak, that might be something you might want to look into. Like I said, a popular brand for that is e-Rad by Electronic Cycles, I think. not sponsored by anybody though, so Google it yourself. If they want to send me a kit to monkey around with, I'll put their link in the description below. But since they don't sponsor me or anything, I'm not really looking for sponsors though. But if anyone wanted to be nice to do that, it'd be nice to return the favor. Hey, I'm already doing a big help to them by mentioning them. Okay. That mail truck back there made me a little uncomfortable because I saw their brake lights turn off, but their engine was still running. So they had put it in park, but I wasn't certain if they were going to start up or not. But watch out for these little things, gotta stay aware. Whew. Climbing another hill. I think we'll end it here. The top of this hill. Whew. Thanks for watching on the BikeBlogger channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you liked it. Keeps me occupied. Woo! Get out there and ride. See you next time.